Where did that go? And it's live. And I've already done all the pre settings, unlike normal. Unlike normal. So we're good. We are absolutely golden. Now I just gotta make sure my voice sticks through. I've had a couple of beers. Oh dear. It was my last day at work today. My last day at my job. No, the job I was at anyway. So I had a couple of beers, so my voice may be a bit croaky. I do apologise. Um, yeah, do you ever see that Drunk Historian program? I think it was a podcast. It needs to get a historian drunk and then be like, right, now answer these questions. They come up with wild answers. I promise it won't be that wild. I've only had a couple, but I still feel it nonetheless. just so you know. So, hang on, let me just get all these. My screens are not where they're meant to be. Actually, that's as I'm late and my name. There we go. I think we're good to go. I think we're all ready. I need to put my comment section up so I can at least see your comments, because I know there's a few people already flying in. Give me a second. I can start answering questions, and let's see how we can. Briggs from Cayman. Briggs, I thought Briggs was an English surname. I'm not aware of an Irish surname Briggs. I've not come across Briggs before in an Irish surname format or translation. Unfortunately, like I say, I think so. If you've got a Briggs ancestor that is Irish, I'm gonna say they probably came across with one of the many migrations into Ireland, and yeah. So, but I don't know it in any other way. Same with Costello. Um, I'm pretty sure Costello's a Norman name. I don't know of it in. I mean, unless it's a variation of Costello. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Costello's. When I did my research for Norman names in Ireland, I'm pretty sure Costello was a variation of that. Was a name that was of Norman extract. I don't know of any native Irish branches that would fall into that one. Teague is a variation of Tig, which will have multiple origin points. We have branches in Leinster from the, I believe it's Otigs, and then we'll have the branch in Galway. So Galway this here, and then we've got a branch in Leinster as well, which would be the one of them's going to be an Otag. I can't remember which one, and then I'm pretty sure there might even be an Ulster branch, but I'm not as versed up in that family up there. I just pretty sure I've seen the name recorded up there. But yeah, Tig is from three variations there. Oh God, and the comments come flying in. These are These are making me work for it. I told you I've had a couple of beers. I'm a wee bit slow. Today. You can't be making me do this when I've had a couple of beers. Come here, keep it nice and casual. Just keep it nice and casual. No, everyone's at it. Love it. I do actually love it. It's great crack. So let me see. Right. Oh my goodness. And we're off. Last name is Collins. Originally spelled here. Yes, Collins are from Limerick. County Limerick originally, although I know many branches moved south into Leinster. Good evening, Cat. Good evening, Silver Bullet. How are we all doing? Hope we're well. We're not anything too crazy. I was just saying I've had a couple of beers because it was my leaving due today at my current job. Well, not my current job anymore. So my throat's a little bit croaky. Maybe I'm a little bit slower. So yeah, Lynch. Yes, there is a branch of Lynches from Galway, but there's also famously a branch from Ulster, from the Antrim, Derry sort of area of that are of Irish extract. The Lynches of Galway were Norman family, the Lynch, but yeah, the ones in the north are of Gaelic extract. So I don't know if I remember rightly, if the Lynches of they tried to connect the Lynches of Galway to an Irish line. I can't remember if they did try to, but I'm pretty sure most, if not all. I know the O'Curwins claim to be of Irish descent from Galway, of the 14 tribes of Galway. So I don't know which name I asked for before, Knight or Moral. Well, I think Knight. So it could be a variation of Muck Knight, which is the McNaughtons, of which the McNaughtons are from County Clare. That's obviously broken down into Knight. But then the problem with Knight is, as well as, it can be like the son of a knight. So in Irish knights tended to be called Ridri. Yeah, so you do have a branch of O'Ridris in Ireland that may have anglicised their names to knight, and then obviously you will have the family who descend from a knight, or claim descent from a knight, and take on that sort of name. But then you and Murrell, did we cover? I think I covered Murrell yesterday. And I thought we did. But yeah, it's that's like the Irish version of Murrell. O'Merkiel. I can't remember where that was off the top of my head. Oh God. So this is why don't drink and revise, people. Don't drink and revise. Yes. But where are the O'Merrills from? That's gonna annoy me. I'll come back to him, Cat. I'm probably a wee bit slow. First hang on. Morning, Wayne. How are we doing? What's this? Lagan? Clan Lagan? I'm not aware of a Clan Lagan. I'm sorry. Are you talking from the Lagans from Leinster, who are branched out all the way across to Leinster, like the tribal group Lagan? Is that who you're on about, or are you on about the surname Lagan? I'm not aware of the surname Lagan. Yeah, I must admit I've not come across the surname as a surname. I know the River Lagan. Maybe they're named after that. But I'm not aware of a surname of that being a surname. Unfortunately. Have you done the surname Curran? I have not. There are multiple branches for Curran. Literally, you think of a county, there's probably a branch. I think the most famous branches of the Currans are the Kerry Currans, and then you have a branch who were part of the Elathan of Cork. So Cork, part of the Cork League. So Cork and Kerry seems to be the two unrelated families that Currans come from, but yeah, and Leinster, I believe, is quite popular in Leinster, but I'm not sure of the connection as to why. But Leinster, Cork, you're looking, these are the sort of Kerry, they're the three main branches that I can think of for the Currans and the Careens. Let's have a look here. Yep, usually at work, but it's 7:48 on a Good Friday. Oh, that's right, because you're in Australia, so your time's a wee bit different. You're in the future. Let's see. Forgot about time. All these okay, so it's a variation of Logan then, Lagan. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. That it would be a variation of that name. Ooh. Did I just disconnect there? Did I disconnect? I don't know. I have to come back. Hang on, sorry. I'm trying to find the name. Brennans. Oh, there's loads of Brennans. But the most famous ones are here. Part of Fitzpatrick, related to the Fitzpatricks. From Ido is more to the west. Pretty sure they appear on this map. Here you go. Oh, Brennans. But there are Brennans. There are multiple Brennans in Ireland. But that's probably the most famous branch of the families. They're unrelated, so I don't know why I said it like a branch of, implying they're the same relation. But no, there's Brennans of Westmeath as well. If I can scroll up for this map. Anyone see Westmeath? Westmeath. Oh, here we go. Westmeath. I can't even see it. Big bright. There's Brennan. I know this one. It's Galway. There's Brennan's in Galway, and there was Brennan's also down here in Kerry, linked to the O'Sullivans. So yeah, there's quite a few Brennans. I just got a comment from a friend that I need to check up. Hi, Maxi Sound, thank you very much for the gift. Blunt Banana, thanks for the rose. John Galt, thanks for the sparkler. 11 sparklers, wow, thank you very much. Ruru, thanks for the TikToks, the 5, thank you very much. Rainy Blue, thank you for the rose. Cosmos, thank you very much for the Easter potato and the flame heart. Rough Funzel, thank you very much for the Easter heart. Mum to everyone. Thank you for the rose. And Max Stein, thank you very much for the rose again. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. My paternal grandfather's name was Dames. His parents were from Dublin. I'm sorry, Marianne. I don't know of the name Dames. Do you know if it's a variation of something, like an anglicization of a name? I've literally never come across that, and it doesn't seem to be. I'm pretty sure it's not been anglicized from an Irish surname. I can't even think if that'd be an English surname. It certainly sounds like it was. Day 5 of asking for O'Rourke. I do O'Rourke's every video. How have you missed it? How have you missed it? I do literally that. You and your kinsmen are in every day. They're up here. They're Breffna. Western Breffna. There you go. Oh no, let's not do it that way. I do that every time. Do that every time. O'Rourke's. So they're from, here you go. They are kings of Western Breffna. And they are kin and rivals to the O'Reillys. And sometimes they were at one time kings of Connacht and Breffna, and then they were pushed here by the not by the O'Connors. It was a group just before them, but yeah, Leitrim is their own county. There is a branch that ends up in Cork as well, but they're still related to the same line. So you're very welcome, Samantha. I'm just glad I could answer that question for you after 5 days. Sorry it took 5 days, but I'll always get there. I'll always get there. We were. Burns. They're another name that ends up on every video, every live. They're the biggest branch and the most well recorded are O'Toole's country here on this map, Wicklow. But they're found unrelated branches are found all the way along the borders of Ulster. But I do have a full video of them online on YouTube, and I would say go check that out, and hopefully that can give you some point you in the right direction. Right, hang on, let's have a look here. Did I see another name? I'm a Donnelly. I'm English. My family was from the west of Ireland, not the north. Yes, because there was a Donnelly's found around County Galway. So it's quite possible. I think the most famous line is the Ulster line from Tyrone, but there's another branch from Galway, and I'm pretty certain there's another branch from Munster as well. So it's O'Meara. Oh, you'll be glad to know there's a full video Neve coming out very, very soon. Probably maybe even this weekend or Monday on YouTube, long form, 30 minutes of all just your family history. But I have a short on my YouTube as well, on my TikTok as well. But primarily use found from Upper Ormond. Or is it Lower Ormond? But Ormond anyway, this sort of area of the country here. Claim relationships to the O'Kennedys, but that's disputed by Dr. Paul McCotter. But Tipperary is where the name is mostly found, and like I say, upper or lower Ormond. It's Ormond. That's all I can remember off the top of my head. Kelly here, nice and common, very common, but also well recorded. This is the main Kellys of Ireland, the O'Kellys of Ivina, but you have, I did a wee video on the O'Kellys of Cula, which is a Wicklow line, and obviously there's a line in Scotland that are unrelated, and there's a line in England that are unrelated, but there's like 6 lines in Ireland. But if you watch I'm pretty sure if you watch the O'Kellys of Cula video on my TikTok, you will get an understand. I did map out roughly where all the branches are, so you can get an idea. Wow. Thank you for the Donnelly. You're very welcome. Burkes of Ulster. Well, yeah, the Burkes did own Ulster for the De Boers. Did own Ulster for a wee while. So yeah, you will find Burks or the Burrs in Ulster, because they were lords of Ulster for a tiny wee while. Fallon or Falloon is down here in Athlone. It's the most famous line, but there are multiple. Well, I think there's only about three known recorded branches. Fionn, scroll back at Duncurran, coming in here, acting like you're welcome. No, you. And Burns, your question for Burns as well, is yes, but that the way you've spelled Burns there, like someone burns himself, is a way that the O'Burns do anglicise their name too, so it can be a bit misleading. But if you are from Scotland, Northern Ulster especially, um, and you've got the Burns surname, you're more likely going to be of Scottish extraction. But there are O'Burns from Leith, Monaghan, Armagh, who are South Down, who are not the same. Um, so yeah, Doyle's in Longford. Yes, there are Doyles from Longford, and there are Doyles from all along the coast and all the major towns in the Midlands and in the north. It's a very common name. I do have a video on that and why, but in a very basic nutshell, it's because it's Irish people were taking the name as they were moving into Viking towns. So that's why it's so common. O'Hara's are, you've got the O'Hara's up here, and then you've got the O'Hara's down here in Galway. There you go. They claim to be related. I haven't seen any evidence that supports it, but from any contemporary sources, a lot of Irish families will try and claim relation to another with the same or similar name. But that doesn't mean just because I haven't found the evidence of that it's not true. I haven't really researched it that deep yet. They're Norman Burkes. Interesting. But like, yeah, they come from the De Burrs. They came across in 1172 with Henry II. And yeah, the De Burrs owned Ulster for a little while, but would spend most of their Irish history in Connacht. You'd have two main branches, the McWilliam Burkes and the Burkes of Galway. They would branch off into two main lines, and then they would branch off into into lots of millions of other lines. So Tommy D, Doyle, please. I've got a Doyle video on my TikTok. Same with the O'Sheas, but I've already covered the Doyles on this. But O'Sheas tend to come from Kerry, from the Cork or Duvna tribe, around here. But I did a video on them like literally 2 weeks ago, so they should be quite near the top. It's the one I didn't put their name on the front of the video. I apologise, but it's the one with the yellow and blue coat of arms. Sorry, Ace McLeod. Thank you very much for Rose. K Dub, Ace McLeod again. Class A Lady, thank you very much. Spike for the Rose as well. Born Entertainment, thank you very much. Char 23 for the Easter Heart. Walter White for the Rose. Scottish Mama, thank you very much for the Heart Me. Mum to everyone again for another gift for the Heart Me. Kirsten Gleason, thank you very much for the tofu and the Easter egg. Summer Breeze, thank you for the rose. And John Galt, I don't know if I'd already thanked you for the. I did thank you for the sparkers, but you sent two more, so thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Clearys. Clearys are Efiacra King group from North Clare, South Connacht, originally from the Efiacra Ain, who were a tribal group down here, but then they would end up becoming the historians for many clans, including, but not limited to, the O'Donnells of Tyrconnell. this group here. So yeah, there are many O'Clearys, and often anglicised to Clark. So, but again, like many Clarks will claim descent from the O'Clearys, but can just be Clarks, as in the Scottish and Irish name. Um, and um, yeah, so they're it's hard to sort of differentiate between if you are a family that sort of anglicised their name. Um, but yeah, Redden. We are from name Redden. Yeah, so Redden's normally an anglicised version of Riordan, and they're normally found in the southwest of Ireland, but they won't be on here. They're not really a big land holding, um, uh, family. Um, wow. The last name Earl can trace its name back to Ireland centuries. Makes no sense. Makes perfect sense. Thing is, I'm not sure of. There's definitely not an Irish surname called Earl, but you could have been descended from an Earl. But if it's an English name, say it's an English name, Earl. There's been multiple quite migrations from English and Norman and Scottish families and Welsh families into Ireland for centuries. So there's plenty of reasons why an English name could end up in Ireland. Excuse me. Boyles. Yeah, there's two. Well, it's a load of variations, an English and an Irish surname. So there you go. This is O'Cleary, as I mentioned earlier. But there you go. There's the O'Boyles from Donegal. They are native to Donegal, but then you had the O'Boyles who came across, or the Boyles who came across. There you go. And they also became Earls of Donegal as well, who are unrelated. They're an English line, so it's kind of hard to differentiate between them, which ones they are. McDonough, yeah, you've got the McDonoughs of Derry, you've got McDonoughs of Sligo. There you go. You've got the McDonoughs of Munster. I don't even know if they're on this map. There you go. McDonoughs, who are related to the McCarthys. I don't know. I couldn't see if it was one of my paying subscribers, but if you are, then I'm doing the talk on the McDonoughs and the O'Brislins for our paying monthly subscribers. Hang on, let me start that again. The subscribers on TikTok or the members on YouTube. Every month I do a live just for those guys, where it's a bit more personal, a bit more information, and they can put a few more requests in. And this Saturday is the McDonoughs and the O'Brislins. So, Sarah84, thank you for the rose. Kate-up, thank you again. Jacqueline, thank you very much for the roses. Hayden Begley, thank you for the rose. And Shorty, and I'm just Linda, thank you for the flame heart. E.S. McCloy, thank you again. I don't know if I already thanked you, but thank you very much for them. I do appreciate them. O'Farrell, I literally did a video on the O'Farrells the other day, 2 days ago on TikTok. You should go into my TikTok, but if you're just wanting a quick answer for now, they should appear on this wee map up here. And I can, because originally their ancient homeland was Leitrim, and they were pushed south. And for some reason I can't see their name on here. Am I going blind? I'm going blind. No. I don't understand why they're not on here. I'm pretty sure they were still well landed by the 17th century of Annalee. Longford. Oh, I think that's maybe the variation. So the O'Farrells, there you go. Um, yeah. There was two main branches of them: the O'Farrell Bon and the O'Farrell Bui, who were the yellow and the whites. Uh, do You're not from here. Who's not? Are you talking to me? Very much am. Kathy O'Rourke. I'd literally just done the O'Rourke's, but there you go, Leitrim. My families are O'Brien, Butler, Carling. Well, I'm not. Hughes is Irish and Welsh. Scott. I've got a video on the Hughes. Down near the bottom, you'll see the Irish branches of it. O'Briens are from Clare. Butlers are from all over, but the main links are for Tipperary. The Butlers, but I have a full video on both of those families on YouTube. So yeah. Oh, I'm missing loads. Did I miss Tig? You did miss Tig. You did indeed. But it's a very common surname. There's the O Tigs and the Muck Tigs in Ireland. They're pretty much in every province in Ireland. They're I think I'm trying to think where I think I have a note on one of them. Hang on, let me see if that. Did I see that some of them had a hereditary job? Did I see this? This is the question I need to ask answer. Tag. Do. Do you know what? Well, I thought I saw that the Tigers had a hereditary job, but I was checking my notes there, but I don't see it. Maybe I'm confusing them with another branch. But anyway, yeah, I did say it. So there's the Ulster branch of Tigers come from Derry, and then you have a Connacht line. I think they're related to the O'Connors. So Connacht. Then you have the Tigers who are from Clare, who are related to the O'Briens. But there's literally one in it. There's a branch in every province. But yeah, they're the three main ones I can think of on top of my head. Yeah, I think there's another quite famous one related to the email of Leinster. So that's the O'Tigs. Wow. Carols, yeah. Carols are here. There you go. Look at that. How handy was that? It was right there. So there's two carols. There's a Ulster carol, and then there's the Ossory carols. The Ossory carols are probably more famous and more recorded than their unrelated sharers of the name in Monaghan. Sullivan. Yeah, we have lots of Sullivans. And I've done a full video on the Sullivans on YouTube, but there you go. Sullivans are from the south here, related to the likes of the McCarthys, O'Donovans, part of the Owenoctor King group. Irish medieval history. I'm just making this all up. I am. You've caught me. I learned from the best. He's if any of you follow Irish medieval history on YouTube, or TikTok, terrible channel, full of misinformation, waffle. I don't know why I invite him on my channel sometimes to talk. He's if he wasn't so goddamn handsome, I wouldn't have him on at all. Odins, yeah, Odins. I actually have been sort of researching them for a wider project that I'm doing, but yeah, the Odins they do have a hereditary job. So they came from the Cork Elite, who were a king group in the southeast of Ireland, and they were historians for the McCarthys, for the branch of the McCarthys. So, and then you have branches in other places like Leinster as well, but they're probably the more famous line of Odins. Odin sound like Odin, mate. Yeah, it does. um, uh, he's drunk again. Who's drunk? I don't get drunk every time. Is that? Are we on about Wayne? He's normally drunk. uh, blind, too much time looking at computer screens. Yeah, Chrissy, that's me. That's definitely me. McFarlanes are Scottish. From Partland, a 12th, 13th century lord, apparently given lands by Robert the Bruce, but there's no records of it at all, as with many families. I would say if you've got a Scottish family question, my knowledge of Scotland is a lot weaker. There are some great individuals, like Scottish history, Scottish clans podcast on Spotify and Facebook. He does a great work, so I definitely have a look at him. O'Keefe's are from Duhallow, so they're up here in this part of the world, sort of here. I would say it's more maybe closer to where Duhallow is. Wow, do you know what? I'm gonna have to just do a video on O'Rourke's because they're always in every day. Pasta whiskey. Oh no, I had pints. I was trying to be good. Rosary Mooney, thank you very much for the rose. Demi Winnery, thank you very much for the rose. It's Scottish Mama again. Thank you very much for those gifts. It's 10 sparklers. Thank you very much. Hang on. But anyway, McCabe's, I've done a video on them, one of my very first ones down the bottom of TikTok, but they're from here, from Cavan, Leitrim, same place as the O'Rourke's that people keep asking for. The O'Rourke's keep coming in at different times, you know. O'Sheridan's, that's lucky, you've asked for that and they're here. Or Cavan, traditionally found in Cavan. Kearney is found all over Ireland, all over. And they're all unrelated. So I think, but Ulster, there's a very, it's quite common in Ulster. They are, I believe there was, let me just quickly check, I believe there was a branch who were earners of a church. Don't know if I've got the church written down though. House, if I can spell Kearney on my phone, on my notes that I was doing. Earner clans. Yeah, Kearney. So they were, Kearneys were, yeah, so Ulster, we said we've already established our Ulster, so Airshella. They were earners in Fermanagh and Ards, and Donegal. So there you go. So there's three churches that they've got links to of being landholders within the churches in Ulster. But like I say, it's a name that can be found everywhere. Oh, this is nice. This question. Is every Irish last name start with O? Because I was told I was Irish and even had a DNA test that said so, but my last name doesn't have an O. So no, not every Irish surname starts with an O. It can start with a Mac. It can start with a Muck. There's no difference. So MAC or MC. So here you go. MAC for the McDonners. You've got the O'Currys here. MAG for the McGagans. It's quite a normal abbreviation of it. Trying to find any MCs written on this map. You probably won't. But anyway, so what I was saying is many families dropped the O's and the Macs through the centuries. So you could have Instead of O'Neill, it's just Neil. Instead of Hanley, O'Hanley, you could be just Hanley. And some families did during, there was a sort of Gaelic revival in the 19th century where everyone tried to re-Gaelicise their names. And some of them put O's and mucks back on their names, sometimes erroneously. But I do have a video on YouTube, Is Your English Surname Irish? And it sort of goes into that. So, McAuliffe should be on this map, Michael. I mean, the McCaulays are, so I would like, you would think that the McAuliffes, let's do Hallow. Do we see any O'Keefes? We've got the O'Keefes. No, he's aren't famous enough. Disgraceful. This map was done in the 17th century. By then, the McAuliffes have been slapped all over the place for siding against the English, who's naughty, naughty men and ladies. The Stag Bar, thank you very much for the roses. Sandy18, thank you for the roses. Rosa Ria Mooney, thank you very much for the roses. Did I already thank Demi Winnery? I think I did, but thank you again for the roses. Christina, thank you very much for the finger hearts. We'd escaped to Australia just after. Yeah, you of all the families that took a hammering and were penalised by the English losing their lands. The McAuliffes definitely took one of the biggest slaps. Your friend is an O'Rourke. Well, you can tell him. You can tell him that if he's related to O'Reillys, and if he finds him the reason he hates the O'Reillys, it comes from a long tradition of them hating each other. Can we talk about the O'Boyles? I did sort of go over them briefly just a minute ago. From Donegal is the Irish branch. Then you've got a branch down here in Cork, and Munster, who are from England. But this family would also become the Earls of, I think it was the Earls of Donegal. Famously fighting in the Battle of the Boyne in 1690 on the side of the Irish. But they're not related. So you can have Boyles up here who'd be related maybe to that line. But most O'Boyles from Donegal are of Irish extraction. Anglo-Saxon names aren't Irish. Well, do you know what? If a family name's been here long enough, like, so do we say and also Anglo-Saxon names, like Saxons didn't have surnames. Do we state that the Fitzgeralds aren't Irish? You know, I mean, they've been here 800 years. What's it take to be Irish? Yeah. Tis the thing we shall all ponder. My second name is Mahon, and I've been told it's Irish. Is this correct? It is 100% correct. You've got the McMahons of Monaghan, and then you've got the McMahons of Clare. Here they are. So these ones are related to the O'Briens, and these ones are just local here. There's not really a king group. They're part of Archela, the kingdom of Archela. O'Toole, yes, O'Toole's are down here. They are famously stubborn and rebellious against the English. That's true. The English are Normans in denial. Hang on. Farrell. We've done Farrells, and I have a video on them, but they're here from Longford, my friend. Wow. Cleary, Duncleary's originally from south, like Galway, Northern Clare, became historians for the O'Donnells. Found all over. Hang on. I'm trying to. Murray, coming from Mercada. So Murray there's famously several Scottish Murrays, and then Murray is also an anglicisation of the surname Murphy, or the same comes from Murphys. So comes from Murrah, McMurraghs as well. They're a branch of the. So the McMurraghs branched off into several related lines of Murphys and Murrays. So again, it's a name that can be found all over Ireland. It's like descendant of Mercata. So anyone who was called Mercata in medieval Ireland, who would be quite a lot of them, their descendants could take the name Murray. Um, so yeah, that's feeling. Every night we always get a feeling. I've got a feeling. Woo! See, that's what happens when I have a beer, guys. So feelings are from Waterford. They're part of the Dacia. The O'Whaleyans, O'Wheelans. So yeah, Waterford area. So my last name more English than Irish. It's Welsh, maybe spelt with a S. Sorry. Calebone, which was your surname? I may have missed your surname in the chat. Apologise. I thought you said Smith. Now Smith's an Irish and English name. Many families translated the name to Smith. So we have in 1366 the Statutes of Kilkenny were enacted, which made anyone born in the Pale, which is sort of this area you can sort of see on the map here. Let's just say about this. One of the names they had to translate, Irishmen living within that area had to translate their name, change their name to Smith, Black, White, Lincoln, Nottingham, Chester, whatever. So you'll get a lot of Smiths around the Dublin area who are originate from Irish families, but have changed their name to Smith. And then you obviously have the English coming and Scottish coming across. Yeah, that's so you can have that's a Smith surname. But I don't know if I have any Welsh sort of link to the name. But yeah, that's Smiths. Oh, hang on. Brady, very famously, the most famous line comes from up here. There you go, Calvin. Hereditary, I think they're hereditary olives, bards, poets. In Ireland, so yeah. McGowans are famously Scottish. Well, you will get Scottish McGowans. But you've got the O'Govans as well. It's quite common in the Midlands of Ireland. So, who are of native extract. You'll have the hereditary McGowans of Clare as well. They were linked to the was it the O'Briens or to the O'Loughlyns, and I think they were linked to the Kennedys as well as historians. So yeah, you do have Irish lines of them as well. It's one of those names that, like I say, you can have a Scottish or Irish branch. Go with the Pokes, yeah. Shane McGowan, that's right. Quinn from Cuin, yes. We have the most famous line come from the O'Kellys, but it can be found in multiple unrelated lines, but none of them will appear on this map. None of them are land holding by this stage. O'Cronin is a monster surname down here. Again, it's I don't. They're gonna be land holding by this stage, but they are a monster family. Um, Mur. Thank you very much for the rose. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jay Scott, thank you very much for the bunny ears. Super Freema, thank you for the roses. Amanda Brady, thank you for the Easter egg. LMA, thank you for the heart me. Zali, thank you for the rose. LMA for the boxing gloves, thank you very much. Amanda Brady for the Easter egg as well. Jimmy and McCabe, thank you very much for the rose. User226, thank you for the rose. Your mother, 123, thank you very much for the sparkler. Panda, thank you for the rose. Nancy, thank you for the roses as well. Nash Nation, thank you very much for the roses. Erin for the rose. Kathy Longdon, thank you for the heart me. Lacana Bailey, thank you very much for the rose. I apologize if I said that wrong. I do apologize. Kid Shri, thank you for the roses. Shelby as well, thank you very much. JM, Paula, and Purple Tigers, thank you very much for the roses. I do appreciate that. O'Neill is famously from Ulster, but there is also a branch from County Clare as well. So the O'Neills are probably the most famous surname in Ulster. They were kings of Ulster for long enough, and then you've you've got the unrelated Clares, who are I don't actually know who they're related to, but they're not related to the ones in Ulster. Let me see. Dahill, I think it's Irish, but I've no idea. Yeah, so the Dahills there was an Irish branch of the Dahill from the Silmurrihy. They're related to the O'Connors. Anyone see where the O'Connors are? Here you go. So you're looking like the Roscommon area. It's the Dahills. Jay Scott, thank you for the Easter potato. Nash Nation for the tofu and the Easter heart. Thank you very much. RFM, thank you for the roast. Pizza Queen for your first gift. Thank you very much. Heart. Crystal Keen, thank you for the hearts as well. Appreciate that. O'Connell, please. So there's many O'Connells, but probably the most famous Connells are from Kerry, down this way. From this wee neck of the woods, from this wee peninsula, Jay Scott for the potato offer. Thank you. Oh, Duggans are from up this neck of the woods. So where are we? They're from Fermoy, which is about round here. Is where the more famous line of Duggans descend from. But I believe there's also a family from Galway too. But yeah, they're the two sort of main branches that come to mind from the top of my head. So I think the ones from Galway are related to the O'Kellys, but I don't quote me on that one just yet. But yeah, Fermoy and Galway. Right, hang on, I've been ignoring. Thank you. You're very welcome. Whoa. I just seen planter question mark. Are people not being nice? I have mods. Let me just... What am I... What am I... Is there an argument going on? It doesn't look like it. Okay. I'll let you off. I thought there was argumentatives going on. I thought I was gonna have to start throwing digs. Outside for fair digs, guys. I won't be having any bad mouthing going on in here. This is all. This is an area of just listen to me waffle. I've earned the right. No. So many. O'Dyer, please. Yes, the O'Dyers are down here. There you go, from Tipperary. Boop, 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 right there. Finnegan. Oof. There's quite a few Finnegans, and then they've got variations of that too. But the most we've got the Finnegans. I believe they're from sort of Fermanagh, Leitrim, Cavan, Monaghan, this sort of area, neck of the woods in Ulster. And then you've also got Finnegans from Leinster too. But yeah, there's but Finnegan can be quite common in Ireland. Doherty, we do Doherty quite often. I have the full video on my YouTube. Go across. But until then, the main family of Doherty tend to come from Inishowen in Donegal, related to the O'Donnells. Hang on. Can we do O'Connor and all that there? Can we do O'Connor and all that there? There's 6 unrelated O'Connors in Ireland. Well, 3 of them are sort of related to each other. The O'Connor Sligos, the O'Connor Dons, and the O'Connor Rowe. So around here they're all related, but you have the O'Connors of Clare, the O'Connors of Kerry. I believe there's another branch in Leinster. So they're all from the O'Connor Feelies. So yeah, there's multiple unrelated lines. O'Connors are very, very, very common name. I believe it's probably the one of the most common surnames in Ireland. I think it's in like the top 5 anyway. Bradleys, there's 2 variations. Bradleys can come across as you've got the Bradleys from Scotland, and then you've got the Irish branch, the Bradleys from Tyrone. So, but the Bradleys that come across from Scotland and Ireland during the plantations are moving into these areas as well. So they're getting all mixed together, and it's very hard to differentiate. But yeah, you've got an Irish branch in Tyrone, and then you've got multiple migrations into Carroll. Yes, we've done Carroll. The Carrolls are from here you go. Excuse me. The Carrolls are from Curvall, who was king of Ossory, and then you've got O'Carrolls up here in Monaghan too. Holly, thank you very much for the rose. Vicky Jones, thank you for the eggs and the team bracelets. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Missy, thank you for the roses. Demi Winnery, thank you again for the gold boxing gloves. Davina Moran, thank you very much for the rose. Jax for the roses. Vicky Jones as well for the popular boat. Silky Rose for the flame heart. Brandon, thank you for the roses. Vicky Jones for the thank you very much. Rev Yo, thank you very much for the roses. Brendan again, Brandon for all those roses. Baby Yoda, love the name Baby Yoda. So I think I say that every time, but thank you for the roses. I wonder if it's your first gift. Thank you very much. Michelle Barry, thank you very much for the rose. Crystal Keane, I think I already thanked you, but I'm not sure. But if not, thank you. And Joe Clark for the flame heart. Rui Hurd, thank you very much. Rui, I apologise if I got that. Missy for the bunny ears. Chris Brown for the rose. Appreciate that. O'Neill, Chance O'Neill. And then we got McCarthy's. So we've done O'Neill's, but I think we'll do them again just because you wrote it in capitals. Screamed it at me. Hang on, guys. Okay, so we have the O'Neills who broke off. They originally come from a king group called the Kinlowen, give the name to Tyrone, and then they've branched across, and there's O'Neills from the O'Neill of the Fuse, O'Neill of Clanaboy, but they all descend from the main line of the O'Neills. They claim descent from Niall Glundov, and who was king of Ulster, and Niall had 9 hostages even earlier, 5th century warlord. And then you have the O'Neills of Clare. So there you go, who are unrelated. What did we say? The McCarthys. I think someone said Missy was asking about the McCarthys. Are from Munster, and they were originate from a line, the O'Nocta Cashel, who were a federation, part of a federation of clans, loosely related clans, and they were kings of Desmond, so southern parts of Ireland. But so as you can see here, McCarthy. I think there's McCarthy's here. So there you go. That's Garamaraga. Thank you very much, Chance. Thank you. Jordan, thank you for all those roses. Hobbyland Tough, thank you for the roses as well. Vicky Jones, thank you for the Easter heart, the friendship necklace, the Easter potato. LMA, thank you again for the team cheers, and for the ice cream cone, Vicky, and for the heart pop, and the rose and the flame heart. I will say, you don't need to gift everyone. You don't need the gift, but if you are going to gift that much, I would say save your money and get the subscription. Become a subscriber to the channel for a couple of quid a month. And that way you can join the members only lives that happen once a month. The next one's this Saturday. So I will say, save the money. But if you've got a spare bit of change in your back pocket, instead of gifting, if you become a subscriber, there's more benefits than just throwing gifts at me during the live. But I do appreciate it. And don't worry, just if you feel like I'm just I will. All of this is free as well, so you do not have to gift to get your name mentioned. I'm not putting anything behind a paywall. Where am I from? I'm originally from Boundbridge, which is up here in County Down, on the banks of the Bann, and but I now live up here in North Down. So that's where I'm from, and most of my family has lived in and around the Armagh, South Down, Louth region of Ireland for hundreds, if not thousands, of years. So born and bred. Actually, I have something to admit. I was actually born for all my sins. Maybe I wasn't loved as a child, but I was born in a place called Ballymena in Antrim. But I was only there for like a couple of weeks. Yeah. So I've done Clearys. Clearys are in here in full force. But here you go, you can see them here in Donegal, but they're originally from further down here, Galway. McLaughlin's, they're another one that come across quite often. So you've got McLaughlin's, who are related to the O'Neills, and they were briefly kings of Ulster, not Leinster. They probably would have liked to have been kings of Leinster as well. Then you have the Lochlins that are descended from Clan Coleman. More often it's anglicised Malachlin. Then you have the McLaughlins, who also came across and settled in Ulster, who are from Scotland. So you do get a good mix of McLaughlins all over. That are all unrelated, although the McLaughlins who are linked to the O'Neills and the McLaughlins who are linked to Clan Coleman are technically related, but very distantly. And when I say very distantly, I mean very distantly. O'Davern. My family is the O'Davern County Clare. I think you are correct. The O'Daverns of the Burren. So, and there's the Burren there. I don't think they're going to be on this map. They're not really a massive landowning family. But yeah, there's the Burren. Are you an educator or a professor? I have. I do lectures, or did do lectures for. It's been a wee while since I've done it for a group called Ireland 101. But the reason I have lots of knowledge is that I'm a nerd, and I spent all my life just reading up where surnames are from. Um, no, I often say that if you can, a lot of people don't understand how I know so many names and where they're from. The best example I can give it to is we all have our friends who are into football or rugby or basketball, and they can name every player who's ever played for their team going back about 30 years, or who's every player who's played in the league. Um, and this is this is another variation of that. so, uh, so yeah. Um, the Hang on, I've missed loads of O'Connor's in Donegal or Derry. Yes, there is O'Connor's in Derry. There is O'Connor's in Derry. Very small O'Connor's in Derry. And a there's actually a small place with the name Connor and something. It's two villages stuck together. Can't remember what it's called. We a classical town. And I don't know if they're linked to that or not. I need to check into that. I know Gaelic Bradleys who live near Scottish Bradleys. Yeah, it's this is such is the case um, of the plantations of Ulster, unfortunately, or just the plantations in general. Um, you know, and I guarantee most of the Irish Bradleys don't even realize they are part of like the Irish line. Um, so yeah. I was reading Flannery and Stewart. Well, Stewart's is normally associated with Scotland from the Stewart clan, who one branch would eventually become kings of Scotland. And then the O'Flannerys are from Limerick. Limerick by. That's not Limerick. That was more of a Cork accent. Terrible. Kells and Connor, thank you, Fionn. I can always rely on you to just like prop up my fading memory. Subscribe and like me and Cat and all. Yes, everyone subscribe. Liam Neeson country. I mean, does he claim it? I know he's from there, but does he claim it? Does he say it's his country? Because I'd fight him for him. I have Irish and Scottish McLaughlins. Yeah. It's again, it's the joys of Irish history. McNamara's Marshals of the O'Briens. Here you go. Badoo badoo. Very famously would lead the O'Brien forces. They quite a powerful family in medieval Clare, due to their relations and loyalty to the O'Briens. Dowds are up here. Dowd. They're part of a king group called the Ifeakra Mui, who were related to the Ifeakra Ain, but they're branched off. Yeah, so the O'Dowds, they've got some really nice castles along this coast here. I got to see them when I did the Atlantic Way drive. Well worth a visit if you're an O'Dowd. It's well worth a visit even if you're not, to be fair. So yeah, and actually someone said Durkins. Durkins are in the same area, North Connacht. They're associated with North Connacht, so I thought I saw Durkins there. Yeah, so there's that link to Fermoil. Right, Snow, did you ask for them before, or was that someone else? And I says I would come back with a name, with that name. I can't remember if it was you or not. I can't leave a comment, anything. I can see that comment, Vicky. Have you tried to leave another one? Let me see if I can see. I tried to subscribe. It won't work. I'll try later. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not working. If you can't, don't worry about it. But I do really appreciate you at least even trying. So thank you. Uh, do I see a snow come back? I don't know. I missed the. I missed the. Uh, wow. O'Keefe's. O'Keefe's. There's throwing O'Keefe's in there. O'Keefe's are from Duhallow. Down here. Woo boo 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 boo. Where's Duhallow? There you go. O'Keefe. O'Keefe's right there. I was trying to see if Snow was back for. If she was the one that asked, because that's really strange that I've got Fermoil. Someone's asked for Fermoil. I said I would look into it for them. And do you know what? I'm just gonna pretend you are still here, because I can't see through all the comments. There's just so many of them. Everyone just keeps throwing their names at me, which is great. It's great crack. I love it, but it's hard. So yeah, I remember we were someone had asked me for Fermoil, and I didn't know where it came from. I'd never heard of it before. And apparently it's related to so it's like, I thought maybe it was the name of a town or something, or it gave its name. So apparently Fermoil is appears in 35 townlands in Ireland. So the name Fermoil does, and it refers to hunting grounds, and or like hunting grounds or preserves in early Irish medieval kingdoms. It can also be found in Scotland. But the thing is, I noticed that I did a bit of research, and I noticed that on the censuses that Tipperary was the only place in Ireland that seemed to have the name still extant or still in existence. And to be fair, so I looked for any ancient hunting grounds or mention of hunting grounds in Tipperary, and there's a place called 2 Mile Boris in North Tipperary. Where's Tipperary? Here. So in North Tipperary, there's a place called 2 Mile Boris, and that seems to be linked to an ancient hunting ground. And actually, the Fermoils are only a few miles south of it. The Fermoils from that area, anyway. So I have an unsubstantiated theory that these Fermoils are somehow linked to the hunting grounds of this area. Maybe gameskeepers or guardians of it. So yeah. So I think they might be linked to that. So if you're still here, Snow, and you ask for Fermoil, that's that. I love learning about where my family came from. I know, me too. That's why. Well, that's how this all started. For me, yeah, I love it. And I love that everyone's so interested in it. Demi Winnery, thank you for the bracelets. Randy Gale, thank you for the roses. John Grimes, thank you for the roses, the ice cream cones. Thank you very much for all of them. Sheila, thank you for the bracelets, the heart me. John Grimes again for the ice cream cones. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Oh, hang on. Grimes. Do you know anything about Grimes? Yeah, Grimes is there's 3 sort of main branches of Grimes associated with Ulster, and then Meath, and then there's a branch in Connacht as well. They all come from different sort of variations of the name, though. So I don't think they're related. But yeah, your sort of Grimes is up here, associated with just off like Lough Neagh. Connacht, they're more from the western side of Connacht. But they can be found pretty much all over Ireland now. I'd say, middle of Ireland and South Ulster are the Grimes. My grandparents, you said you would ask a friend. I would ask a friend. I know I have a friend called Grimes, but I I don't know why I would ask him. He's not really into history, into the history of a surname. Um, I think I may have misspoke, or when I said that. When I said that I would look into it. No, I know not. I would look into it. I mean that I would ask him. Asking him would be a very big mistake. He um, he wouldn't know much about it. And he's not from Limerick either. He's from Dublin. Um, he's but yeah. Was sorry. Did I? So I said I'd ask more information. Um, because of its links to uh, Kerry and Limerick that we. Oh, I don't have that on my list. I do apologise for that, John. Um, I thought I'd let me. I tell you what, because you gifted loads. It's the least I can do. I tell you what I'll do. Ooh, where's my list? I'm doing it right now, and we're gonna bump your video, Grimes. Right, next week, I'll actually have a video out for Grimes. Okay, I can at least do you that, make up for the confusion I have caused. So I will bump the Grimes video up, and I can't do it this week because we're obviously coming into Friday, and I've got my members only live on Saturday, so I need to prepare for that a bit more. But you will definitely have a Grimes video out next week. I hope that is consolation. um, Technum Juliet, thank you very much for the galaxy. I haven't seen galaxies in ages. They're always so beautiful and blue. They're so pretty. Thank you very much for that. Kelly, yeah, Kelly's here. Right here. It's almost like it was meant to be. But there are like 6 unrelated. There are 6 sort of branches. That you got a branch in Cornwall, a branch in Scotland, and then you've got several branches in Ireland. But this Kelly line from the Ivina are probably the most numerous and most famous. And but I do have a short video on my TikTok with the O'Kellys, and that'll show you some of the unrelated branches that exist. So that will help you on journey. Thank you. Could have been a misunderstanding on my part. Do you know what? We'll just say that it was due to static, and no one could hear properly, John, and we have a remedy to fix it next week. So no one is to blame. Yeah, we are everywhere. Yous are. But I mean, like I said, you're many unrelated Kellys, many unrelated. Thanks for the naughty chicken, John Grimes. Sorry. So Vicky, you said Jones and Paris. Wow, I've not come across the surname Paris before. That's a new one. I'm gonna put that in my wee list of research names because I've not come across that. I love coming across new names, so that's one to research. As for Jones, Jones is typically associated with England and Wales. There's not really a like an Irish variant of it, mainly because Jones is a variation of John, and we had like our own variations like Sean in Ireland. So Jones would be, if you've got Irish Joneses, they're more than likely going to be, excuse me, of English or Welsh extract, and you would normally find them in Leinster, parts of Ulster like Donegal, and parts of and all the way down from Fermanagh to Sligo, so the west coast, and would be where you would traditionally find these names. So Leinster, all the way down to sort of Wexford and the east coast, and they tend to come from the plantations. So yeah, um, but I will definitely look into that Paris. I've not come across that before. John Grimes, thank you very much for the GGs. Um, Tenkum, thank you very much for the sparklers. I really do appreciate them. Demi Winnery, thank you for the flame heart, the Easter heart, the heart puff. Thank you very much for them. Hang on. Hang on. I've seen Curran. I've done Curran already. Done Curran. You weren't here for it. I can't just come in and expect name. You know, if I've already done it. No. There's multiple Currans in Ireland. And they're probably the most famous line is associated with the southwest of Ireland, from the Eleathan king group, from County Cork. Where's County Cork? So that's the Currans. But they can be found. The variation of it from Corrine is, there's quite a lot of variations and branches, unrelated branches. So Macintaggart is all over Ireland and Scotland. It's associated with like areas like South Ulster, so this neck of the woods. And there's a Scottish and Irish variations of the name. It's linked to, the only reason I know this is because I'm doing clans who are related to the church, and it's a variation of like son of the abbot or son of the priest. Hang on. So yeah, that's Macintaggart. So yeah, if you're likely be from like South Ulster or Scotland. The O'Connors of Brandon Cork. Hang on. Ballymena is turning into a city, even though it's literally a separate villages and townlands. I did not know that. I haven't been there for a very long time. Why aren't Welsh or Cornish surnames mapped like Irish surnames are? Mainly because there's like 4 or 5 Welsh surnames. That's a bit mean. By the Welsh had already sort of been heavily subdued by the 13th century. So if you think, look how many native Irish names are still quite prominent, even in the 17th century, as major landholders, as major political players. And the Welsh didn't really have the. If you look at even at the noble families of Wales, they're heavily influenced by England, and they're very absorbed into English politics. And look, Cromwell's descended from the Welsh line. The Tudors are descended from the Welsh line. So there's a lot of intermingling. So it's kind of, they've lost a lot of their, I don't know, I won't say culture. And they end up being all anglicised to Jones or Edwards. So I'd say that's got a large part to play with it. And same with Cornwall. Cornwall's even earlier. Cornwall completely loses most of its native differences very early on. As in like native landholding families who would be involved in politics. Obviously you're going to have at a local level families, but not so much in Wales and in Cornwall. O'Leary from the Kinalera. They're down here. I don't know if they're on this map. They're down here though. The Kinalera was a king group, the tribal group from down here, and the O'Learys come from that. Rick Grimes, Walking Dead. I couldn't watch Walking Dead after they killed Clem. A lot of Welsh didn't have surnames in the 19th century, to be fair, and were basically pointless, showing dozens of unrelated Griffiths, Davis, Jones. Exactly. There's literally like only a handful of names. They all just took, because they used the patronymic system as well, but they all anglicised their names. It'd be cool if someone did it. I think it'd be a lot of hard work. Well, nor did the Irish up until the Normans, right? There's so many Kellys that may seem worth mapping, but they're still mapped, unlike Jones and Griffiths. No, the Irish had surnames well before the Normans, about 150 years before the Normans. When we start having surnames appear, but I will say that's not a majority. You know, it's still quite a small amount. Griffiths, Davis. I'm just reading all these comments. O'Keefe, Phelan. O'Keefe's are here from Duhallow. A lot of O'Keefe's in tonight. There you go, from this neck of the woods right there. I drink a couple of glasses of wine and end up on your lives. Love it, love it. Um, well, I had a couple of glasses tonight too, so we're in it together. um, yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad we. I'm your entertainment when you've been drinking. That could lead to some very very bad things. Kieran or McKieran? Yeah, Kieran is. There's a lot of Kierans, McKierans, O'Kierans, in Ireland. It's a very common surname in Ireland. Associated with McKierans in Ulster. They're not landed really by this point, but yeah, there's McKierans in Ulster. There's is it O'Kierans? I think the O'Kierans tend to be from Connacht. From Mayo, but I don't think they're going to be landed at this stage either. So yeah, it tends to be like Mayo and from Ulster is the McKierans. Paris, read that one. Thank you. My sixth generation's back. Wow, sixth generation. You can record six generations. You're so lucky. I can record two, maybe three. I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would advise anyone that if you're ever going to do anything that involves using your brain, do not have a couple of drinks beforehand. You will regret it. But hopefully everyone else won't regret it because they get to enjoy me being a bit of an idiot. Hang on. Where were we? I was back on my YouTube. What are you gonna keep bringing up till you run out of breath? I'm lost. Guru Margaret, thank you, Joe. Irish genealogy is mostly free. Do you know why? So I think it's the Mormons. But a lot of they've done a lot of work. It's thanks to the America that we have so much data on Irish history. That they pushed a lot of money back into the country, into the research, because a lot of the diaspora who obviously wanted to find out where their families were from, because unlike say like the English families that moved to America, a lot of Irish descendants felt like they they didn't want to, their ancestors didn't want to particularly move there, a lot of them, so there's like almost like a robbed heritage. So there was a lot of money came back to Ireland, especially during the 90s, to help with the research of this sort of information. So most Mormons are of English descent or Danish, yet they still don't have surname maps. How will their ancestors reach Mormon? No, but the Mormons they have a massive library. The Mormons have I'm pretty sure it's the Mormons. It's one of those we groups. I don't want to say Mormons or we, like they're pretty big, but yeah, it's uh, they're yeah, they put a lot of money into it. So McElhenney, oh, they're from all over, but I think the most famous line's from Clare, the McElhennys. They were an Erna family. Uh, Hang on. It dates back. Paris dates back to the 1700s. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that. Probably not tonight, but over the weekend when I. Oh, TikTok's telling me off. Can you hear that? Mr. TikTok's ringing me, telling me that I have been on for an hour and a half. Kim Boucher, thank you very much for all those sparklers. I really appreciate that. Mad Smith, thank you very much. And the Heartmeys. And the Flame Hearts. AJ, thank you for the TikToks. Mischievous One for the Heart Me. Arlene for the Rose. Demi again for... I don't know if I thanked you for all them. You've sent so many. Is that because you've been drinking? Should I like block you from sending me stuff because it's drink related? I don't want you spending money on me that you shouldn't. Yes. The closest to an English term I've gotten was a map of the baronies and earls who controlled lands during the War of the Roses. Yes, there's a lot of those sort of maps of, and the thing is, there's quite a lot of landed gentry in England that I would love to get maps for, at more local levels. But yeah, you're right. That I think the map to do that is as well. You know, you think like the O'Briens own large swaths of land, but there are millions of names that aren't even being mentioned here. Not millions. That's a slight exaggeration. But there are a lot of surnames that, even in just this. So if we come to here, it says O'Hara, but I know of about 10 surnames just in this little area just here. So all come from the specific spot. So it just shows you that how much information, even though we have these maps, there's still a lot of information missing from that. Rev Yote, thank you again for the rose. Appreciate that. The famine probably led to the extinction of a lot of more regional Gaelic surnames, sadly. To be fair, I mean, although it probably did, it'd be unfair to put the blame on that. We lose surnames quite, not just in Ireland, all over the world. We're always losing surnames for many reasons. Lines just naturally die out. So, yeah, that does happen. It's just part of it. Moran, yes, I think we did the Morans the other day. The Morans are from Mayo. They're part of the Fiacra, and they're related to the O'Dowds. And they're sort of in the Ballina region, just down here. There's a couple of other Morans, but they're not as like the Moran of the Monte Ollis of Leitrim as well. And I'm pretty sure there's another one that's escaping my brain. Clearly they have, because you haven't answered mine, lol. Oh, damn me, I'm so sorry. Damn me, I'm so sorry. Let me scroll up and find this. I've rudely interrupted you. Not rudely ignored you. Oh, you mean person. Can't be doing that to me. Right, somebody block Demi. No, I'm joking. Hang on. So we've got Mad Smith. Thank you very much for the rose, Ryan, for the rose. I really do appreciate that. Got some troublemakers here. I'll be quiet and just listen down. No, please interact. Yeah, Dolans are the Dolans. There's quite a few Dolans. They're normally found. I don't know if they're all related, but they're normally found in South Ulster, I think the most famous Dolans are associated with Cavan and Leitrim, so they're part of the Kingdom of Breffni. Um, but it's sort of all over this part of the neck of the woods. This part of the neck of the woods, just this area, and I believe there is another O'Dolan's linked to the O'Kellys of the Ivina. Um, Roche. Um, they are a Norman family that came across, and they're found in Munster. There you go. Although I did find out there's a famous battle just between knights. I think it's what was the battle? It was the anniversary of it. Was only a few days ago or a few weeks ago. In Brittany, there's a battle which only basically I think it was like 30 knights from the Kingdom of Brittany and England fought each other, and the Brittany knights won. And there was a Della Roche in that group as well, but I don't know if he is part of the same family. Burn, please. No, don't so far to me. No, I've got a full video on the burns on my YouTube. You come in here when it's there. All the information you could ever want on the burns on YouTube, with my monotonous tone voice all the way through it, soothing you off to sleep while you hear of amazing stories of your ancestors before you. Yeah, honestly, go if you've got the surname Byrne, go to the YouTube. I promise you, for 30 minutes of just unadulterated Byrne history. So that is my answer to anyone who's going to ask for Byrne tonight. Not being rude, but I've already done all the work. McElvey. Remember, I've got to be quiet now. You've put that ban on yourself, Demi. You've put that ban on yourself. I would never make you be quiet. Yes, McElvey. McElvey, I believe, is Scottish and Irish, but the McElveys of Ireland. I believe I'm currently searching if they're linked to a church, because if they've got Gilla in their name, they're normally like a follower of a saint or some church lands, but they tend to be found in Mayo and Sligo, so Efiacre lands around this, and if the Irish branch especially. So that's where in Ireland the McKelveys tend to come from, unless they're Scottish, which means you could have McKelveys in Antrim and Down, who are associated with Scotland. What about days? Days are linked to the O'Days or ODs, tends to be a variation of that, and they are from Clare. Brady, there you go, Brady from Cavan, famous earners. There are Scottish McRanalds. Yes, Alistair McDonald did a song about it. Yes, there are Scottish McRanalds. There are indeed. Should have that for a stream on Burns night. What should I? Can you tell me about the prefix such as Fitz? Does it mean bastard son of? No, it does not. It can do. The reason that the Fitz surname is associated with illegitimate children is because the English nobility used to give the English kings give their illegitimate children the name Fitzroy, son of the king. So that's why it's associated with being illegitimate, but most Fitzes are not illegitimate children. Fitz is just a prefix. It's a Latin for son of. So the Fitzgeralds are not illegitimate children, and the Fitzpatricks are not descended from illegitimate children. But yeah, that's where the idea of a meaning illegitimate child comes from. Who's your mommy? Who's your mommy? Thank you very much. What a name. Who's your mommy? Ginger, thank you very much for the roses. Gidget for the roses as well. Thank you very much. Mr. Mac, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Killian McMahon, thank you very much as well. I still smoke and drink meat. But I vape. Unfortunately, I vape. It's a bad habit, but it's something I wanted to. I did smoke in my younger years because I thought I was a rebel. I thought I was big fu to the system and to the man. And I just decided to smoke. And then I obviously drink. That's a given, and that's not just because I'm Irish. It's that less these stereotypes. People, not all Irishmen drink. Just most of us. And we drink, and those of us that don't drink, we drink enough. The ones who do drink enough to make up for the lack of the ones that don't drink. Wilson is actually it tends to be associated with Scottish. There's famous Wilson lines from Scotland. So if you've got the surname Wilson, you're going to be either Scottish or English extract, and they primarily associated with Northern Ireland and townlands such as towns like Dublin and stuff like that. So I did think there was a branch that might be linked to an Irish branch, and I think I was looking into it, but I didn't find anything, unfortunately. So yeah, Wilson is tends to be, like I say, is English or Irish. What about McInerney? McInerney is son of the Erna, so son of an individual who owned lands within the church. So there are a lot of McInerneys, because obviously there were a lot of churches. I think there were like 5,000 churches in Ireland. But the most famous line tends to be linked to the Dalcassians, so links to the O'Brien and McNamara's. And Anne-Marie, thank you very much for the rose. VF Dubs, thank you very much for the hand hearts. Appreciate that. My grandpa's last name was O'Connor. Very common name. If you know roughly where he's from, we can help locate out of the 6 or 7 or 8 unrelated lines that there are. There are a lot of them, but I did do an O'Connor Kerry video, and I do sort of name some of them, like I'll list them out, so it might be worth a wee watch just to. Daniel Bearden, never come across that before in my life. Looks like we've got another name to research over the weekend. Bearden, interesting. What do you know about it, Daniel? I've honestly never come across it. Hang on, I'm going to put it in the requests folder of my to research. Bearden. That one's going to be an interesting. Bearden. Make sure I've spelled that right. Talbot. Talbots tend to come from a place called Shropshire in England. They were a noble family of that area, but then they came across and they are found all over Ireland. There's lands down here. Where are the Talbots? So there's lands in Munster. There's also they owned land up here on the Ards Peninsula. Famously, so Talbots can be all the way across to Donegal. So they're originally from Shropshire in England. Plunkets are a family that are normally found north of Dublin. Here you go, Plunkets, another Norman family. They also have a saint whose head you can go visit in a church. I have gone to see it, and I can't even think where it is right now. But yeah, Plunkets. And also another Plunkett fact is one of the current lords of main line to the Plunkets are still landholding family, and he's a big metalhead, and he's currently doing a massive rewilding of his farmlands. So he's taking away the farmland side of it and rewilding it. to natural habitats, which I think is awesome. UNC, thank you very much for the friendship necklace and the Easter heart. Thank you. Marie Siobhan, thank you very much for the sparkler and the rose. Paulie, thank you for the finger hearts. Oh, hang on. Where? Here's the drink. I haven't drank in a few years. It doesn't appeal to me, but if I go back to Ireland, I surely will. So, Kat, I don't drink. I actually do not drink, unless there is a specific occasion. Like I will allow it for birthdays. I will allow it for weddings, stuff like that. But today was my last day at my job. I handed in my notice, and we decided to go out for a couple. Now I only had shandies, but I ended up having like 4 or 5 of them. So it works out to about 2 or 3 pints, which isn't a lot, but it's enough for someone who does not drink to feel it. So yeah. I love the drink I love the drink in moderation, of course. Well, until I don't. Well said, Silver Bullet. Teetotal channel unsubscribing. No, not teetotal. Just not total. You know, blacking out. I was a big drinker. For those of you that don't know, and I know a lot of people can get a bit, especially some from Ireland. But I was in the British Army, for 8 years. And yeah, it's a very, very heavy drinking culture. Total mayhem. That's a better way. Teetotal and total mayhem. So yeah, I had to give up after that, because it was just too much. Country Stupid Antics. You gave notice. Yeah, I gave it last month. And I left today. Today was my last day working in the banking industry. Thank you for your story. Don't be thanking me. I only did it for the money, and the experience, and social mobility. But thank you. Yes, I want to step away from the banking world and the corporate life. The corporate life was too. I want to focus more on this. So I've got a new job coming up soon. I won't jinx it just yet because I've got my 3rd interview. But which will allow me more time to focus on this. So that is the plan. My grandpa said it was Northern Ireland. He died pretty young, and he was 2nd generation useless, so no info. Yeah, I will. Can you put Winnery in your request folder? I can, Demi, just for you. Let me. How do you spell that on there? Winnery. There you go. It's there. Yeah, I will look into Beard and Free, Daniel, and we will hopefully track down some information on locations and how I got down. I won't be able to tell you much about your grandfather or anything, unfortunately, but I can at least maybe point you to an ancestral spot. My Irish ancestors were in the British Army. How my lot got here? Yeah, I mean, it was quite common. I always say I had a lot of people that were very very unsure as to why an Irish Catholic would join the British Army, and I said we've been fighting in foreign armies since antiquity. So, you know, I'm just keeping up our tradition. When will your YouTube get monetized? My YouTube's already monetized. My YouTube's been monetized for years. It's TikTok that I'm waiting to get monetized. But it doesn't get TikTok doesn't get monetized until I've got like 100,000 views in 1 month, and I never seem to get. I normally seem to get about like 70,000. I just can't push that last sort of 20,000. Mary Siobhan, thank you for all those roses. I really do appreciate that. Ryan for all those sparklers. My granddad was in the Irish Rangers. So was I. Well, it's now the Royal Irish Regiment, but I was a Ranger in the Royal Irish. Ryan, thank you for the rose. I have an idea based on your future adventures. Is there a way to privately DM you? There is. Hang on, do. Why is that? Go out the way. Dinas. Can't even spell my own channel's name. Can't even, that's my work email, or this work email. Man got wounded in the Crimean War in 1850. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad fight. Could you live on the money you're earning from YouTube? No, I probably only earn anywhere between like 150. It averages out about 150 a month. And same with TikTok, through gifts, it's probably about 100, 150 a month. So I couldn't live off it at the minute. But which is why I have another job to go to. But luckily, my new job is more history orientated. Rev, yo, did I thank you for that? Thank you very much again for the rose. Marie, Siobhan, thank you again for the roses. Exit Velo, thank you for the heart me. No, you're very welcome, Kat. He lived, got me here. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Hang on, I know I've been ignoring some names here, especially from Willow. I don't want to get told off by her. By them even. What was that? I can't see the name now. Hang on. Scrolling. Keep those names scrolling. Oh, hey. Flynn. Yeah, Flynn's one of those names that... Oh, you'll be happy to know I've got another McAuliffe in here. Wayne. So Flynn is linked to Flynn, O'Lynn. Traditionally, North Ulster, there's a famous branch of Flynn's linked to Antrim, and they are a Dalriadan stock. And then you've got Flynns that are associated down with the Corca Ligda, down here in this neck of the woods. So there's quite a few Flynns. Yeah, so these Flynns down here are sort of linked to the Coffees, the O'Driscolls, that sort of thing. O'Hallorans are North Clare. There's two types of O'Hallorans. There's actually a branch in Ulster too, and they think they might be related, but there's further evidence needs to be put to that. But yeah, I always tell people the wee anecdote about them is the reason the O'Hallorans were they're quite a wealthy little family for the size of them, is because they owned a pilgrim route, so they had a toll and could charge people for that, for the right to walk to. It's actually called Old Britain. What's called Old Britain? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Shore, yes. Oh, I have shores in my family too. So shores, shores tend to come from. So there's a clan shore from Scotland. Shore's also a very common English surname in the north of England, around the likes of Lancashire, and Yorkshire, because it means something like a ford or a river. Or no, it's linked to a topographical feature. Could be a hill or something as well, but it is a topographical feature in Old English, so it's quite a very common name there. So there's two ways that it could come across to Ireland. It's also the O'Sheas anglicised their name to Shore as well. So Shaga stuff. Anyway, so you will find there are Irish branches, but traditionally, the two most common variations are the Clan Shore in Scotland, who are found in the same regions as like the Blair, so I think it's Aberdeenshire, off the top of my head. Let's see. Where is... Uh, okay. Oh, okay. My shores are Ballyneagle. Where is Ballyneagle? Let's have a quick Google and see if we can di- di- figure it out. Oh, Westmeath. Westmeath. Ballyneagle. Is that right? I'm guessing it's you spell it with an E, and N-E instead of N-A. Um, um, but so Westmeath was heavily planted, um, but uh, um, by the English. But it looks like so I'll have to do a little bit digging into that one. How any shores may have got there. Yes, near Mullingar. Um, I will look into that. That one could be quite interesting. Ooh, hang on. And see if I can figure out why the shores might have ended up there. Shore of Ballyneagle. Shore of Ballyneagle. Okay, we'll figure that one out then. I won't be able to do it tonight. It looks like it's going to be some deep reading. I don't think anyone here wants to listen to me just go in reading with like, oh, what's this? But I'll look into that for you, Marie. You're very welcome. Mr. Ski Collins, thank you for the rose. Marie, thank you again for the rose. Joe, thank you very much for the rose. Gallagher, we've done Gallagher's. They were up here. Hey, from Donegal. Londonderry is on this map. Obviously not that old map. Well, it says it's from the 17th century, so in the 17th century. But I'm guessing it's if I was to guess, I'm guessing it's maybe 19th century, using a 17th century source. But I did joke with someone before that we maybe delete the London out of the way, or just put a line, a hyphen through it. But it's just a word. It shouldn't even be there either. Well, do you know what? It is what it is. Let's not get upset over a word. My dad is O'Shaughnessy, had one brother serve in the Powers and one current in the Royal Irish. Did I remember any O'Shaughnessy's? I don't remember O'Shaughnessy in the Royal Irish, but they're currently serving. Don't he? Hang on. I'm trying to. There you go. Notice she asked for O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy's down here in Clare. Oh, okay. Right. You can please tell me about O'Shaughnessy? I've heard something about Old Kings, but I can't be sure. Yes. Well, the thing is, with any landholding family, they're all kings. We didn't have in early Irish medieval history. We didn't have barons, earls, more mayors. Dukes like that. You would. I don't know if anyone's sort of aware of the hereditary ranking status. We didn't have them, but every single one of our lords basically was a king of some form. They had king in their title. Even the lowest ranks would refer to themselves as kings. So yeah, that's why you'll hear. I'm related to. I believe there's a famous saying that all Irish are related to sons of kings and princes. So king of each townland. Basically, there was basically a king for each townland. Yeah. So we're all about equality. If anything, I think you're right. Oh, we're it was equality amongst people. Everyone's a king. You've got one cow, you're a king. Um, I mean, unfortunately, not for the women. I'm sorry. Whenever I say equality, women were not included in that. um, yeah, but we got to remember we're talking about medieval. Get the message. Jeez, and my grandfather. Did you get the last comment I sent? Oh, hang on. Did you get the message about my grandfather and hi, full name Rev John Parish, born in London, died South Ham District, Devon. That may help. Um, yeah, I mean, Vicky, I won't be able to do like a full family tree. What I'll do is I'll dig through sources and to see if I can find like an ancestral homeland. As for individuals, it's uh, I did hope to at one stage to maybe branch out into family trees, but they're really complicated and there is a Daniel Loftus. He does helps people searching through their family trees. He's got some great information on TikTok, so I would highly recommend. And hopefully, he's actually going to come on this channel soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. If he likes to, I've put the request out. I've put the feelers out to come and talk about how people can do family trees and how people can find the information they need in Ireland, especially of family trees. But I will look and see what I can find about the parishes anyway, because like I say, I like to uh, um, and would like to find out some more information. I know I've had a drink, but I've noticed that my picture has been copied to a couple of others. But on this channel, I haven't seen your name. Good night, Demi. Good night, Demi. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, I should really go too. I'll give it another 10 minutes, and then. Oh, that's all I want. I have family tree done. Phew. Thanks for got me worried there, Vicky. Raymond O'Shaughnessy. Do we do it? Do we? Should be giving out? Shouldn't be giving out names over online. I could be a weird stalker. I could be some crazy man. I am some crazy. Oh yeah, 13 mutual friends. Mr. O'Shaughnessy. There you go. Yeah, I know all those boys. They're all crazy boys. um, Maya Drumgool, thank you for the rose. Rev Vote, thank you very much. Billy O'Rourke, thank you for the rose. Um, Small world. It is a small world, isn't it? Hang on. Okay, we've got a couple of names here, and then uh, I know some people have asked for a couple of that I've seen here. I'm just trying to get a list of them together in my head. Do do do. Kilban. Kilban, I believe, is links to a church. Because I'm doing a research on churches, Irish churches, and I've come across the Kilbans before, and they're associated down here in Mayo. What else did I see there? O'Brien's. O'Brien's are down here, well, all the way along, but traditionally associated with Clare. That's their ancestral homeland. Let's see who else is. We've done O'Hara. There's two lines of O'Haras. There's they're up here, O'Haras, and then up here O'Haras. In Ulster and in Sligo. They claim to be they claim to be related, but I have not seen a reason for that at the minute. McGrath is there's quite a few McGraths, but I think the most famous are from Clare as well. Related to the same lines as like the O'Briens and stuff. Even smaller being Irish. Yeah, I suppose. Do you know what I do? You can't. You know yourself. We often take the mick out of Americans are saying in a jest kind of way, in a bit of banter about how they go. Oh, do you know the Murphys of I don't know, just think of Clocky, and we all laugh, and then we're like, oh yeah, like there's millions of Murphys, and then actually we end up realizing 9 times out of 10 we do know the Murphys of Clocky. You're just like, because of this, actually still so small in a lot of ways. Um, Hang on. Bad Kitty have done Boils of O'Brien was King of Kings. He was Emperor of the Gale. Give him the real title. He's an emperor. O'Boyles are from Donegal, but there's also an English branch from Donegal too, and Waterford. Um, I'm trying to find a name that's come up quite a few times here, and because I'm going to be ending the live very soon, but I wanted to make sure that I got a name that I'd seen quite a few times. But I wanted to make sure I try and get them an answer, but I can't see the name because it's people that keep writing. Stop writing. Stop writing. Oh, I think I seen it there. Kill. Kivlehan. Yeah, Kivlehans are associated with O'Kelly's. Ivina. The Ivina King group is around this area. So yeah, they're associated, the O'Kelly's, with their overlords. My mother was Joseph and Murphy. Yeah, Murphy's found all over the coast. Murrers, descended from the McMurrows, traditionally in Leinster. There you go, Murphys. People like to claim a Viking ancestor for them, but 99% of them will be of Irish origin. Because it means sea battler, or in a very loose translation according to online websites. But I always tell people St. Patrick will attest to our sea battling abilities long before the Vikings ever showed up. Friel are from Tyrconnell. They're from Donegal. The Friels. Please do Lynch. I've done Lynch. Lynches are from either like North Derry and Antrim. The Lynchies, Lynch, and then you've got the Lynches from Galway. So yeah, right. Happy Easter, all. Happy Easter, Wayne. Happy Easter indeed. Yes, I'm an atheist too. I'm not religious, but I have children, so I have to. Easter's about the Easter bunny and chocolate. But anyone who is a practicing Christian, well, happy Easter. McDermott's, loads of McDermott's. Probably the most famous McDermott's are the McDermott's of Roe, but then you've got the McDermidds from Inishowen. You've also got, I believe, another McDermott's from, where are they from? I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, most famous line of McDermott's are here. McDermott Rose, and there's another branch of them. McDermott's here, Moylurg. McBride, again from Inishowen, tends to be the main line. I think I have a video on the McBrides. Go check them out. Right, I've seen another name. I've just done Lynch. I've done Lynch so many times. Antrim and Galway. I know you're probably thinking, oh, that's not much of an answer, but there's been a lot of Lynches tonight. A lot of Lynches. I don't know why. I don't know where you have all come from. But you were out in force tonight, I tell you. And make me work for it. Where's that other name that I've seen it a few times? Killeen. Killeen is a really popular name. There's not a single uh, branch of Killeens there. It's because Killeen is quite a common name. Um, I know a lot of. I've never fully researched the name. I know a lot of like online sources put them at the west of the country. So you look, all of Connacht basically is associated with Killen, the surname Killen. But I'm pretty sure there'll be multiple unrelated lines in here. Um, so, but yeah, you're looking Connacht for it, not really anywhere else. Um, but it's not a name that I'm fully uh, like up to date with. um, hang on, Fitzgerald, please. They came across in 1169. Two main branches. There you go, all the way along Munster, and the other line were from Kildare. And they would even own a wee bit of land up in Ulster too, up towards Sligo, and over here in the Leacal area of North Down. Thank you though. Killeen for me is Drogheda. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are maybe branches there, but I'll have to. You know what? I'll put it to the list. I'll put it to the list and see if I can find out any information. But I'm not putting any more names on the list because I've got loads to research before next week's live. You just don't pay me enough. Hang on, one of my subs has asked a question, and and I need to see where it is. So many questions, and then I will probably that might end up being one of the last names I do, just because of how late it is. Can you believe it's that late already? It's like near 1 o'clock here in Ireland, and which is crazy. Fewer, yes. Well, we spoke about this before. I said I would have a wee look into it. So I from what I could find, it seems to be. Now I'm sure there are multiple sort of origin points for it, but it seems to be a variation of a name that's sort of anglicised, more commonly anglicised to Fury. And I did have it right here. They were associated with a very famous church, but I can't remember which one. I'm typing it in my little notebook that I wrote for you. Abbots of Clonmacnoise. And neighbourhood of Limerick. So yeah, associated with Limerick is where the fewer name seems to be, and like I say, it seems to be a variation of Fury, is what I could find so far, but I am continuing to look. I know Doyle means Dark Stranger. Yeah, it does mean Dark Stranger, often mistaken for Dark Foreigner or associated with being Vikings, but 99% of them would just be Irish people who took the name. But yes, I am still looking into that, but that's what I found out so far. I'm pinning it down. I'm on the trail. I'm on the hunt. Ari, thank you for the rose. Thank you very much. Right. We're going to. No, thanks very much, Wayne. Thank you very much, Islamic. I didn't get a word yet. Old soak. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here, and we will reconvene next week, next Tuesday. Thanks very much, everyone. Maguire, please. Maguire's from Fermanagh. I'll just throw that in there. O'Malley's are from Mayo. So Can I message you? Unfortunately, I only take messages from my subscribers, the paying subscribers and members, just because of the amount of messages I get. Unfortunately, I mean, you can message me, but I just can't guarantee I'll get through it. I try and answer a couple a day, but there's a lot of them, so I do apologize. Gingy, but leave a comment in one of the videos or something if there's any sort of names you want me to do, and I'll try and get to them. But until then, I will speak to you all soon. Thanks very much. Have a great Easter. Those who celebrate it. If not, just enjoy getting all the chocolate. And take care. Slán go fóill.